And just to get the bigger picture, ever since International Day of Yoga was celebrated in 2015, the community of yoga enthusiasts has grown exponentially. And out of a total of 300 million yoga practitioners in the world today, India accounts for almost 100 million practitioners. So it is our privilege to have Shri Dinesh Patnaik ji, Director General of ICCR, as our international collaborator for this event. He's a career diplomat of the IFS with over 25 years of experience in a variety of interesting and challenging assignments. He has served in the Indian missions in Geneva, Dhaka, Beijing, and Vienna. At our last conference in Namaste 2020 in August, Shri Dinesh ji, speaking on Indian soft power, said that India is blessed because we have so much soft power at our disposal and in the form of yoga, Ayurveda, cuisine, art, and literature. We have these assets, but we have to have a mechanism to promote them. We have to package these assets and showcase them in a way in which the world aspires to experience them. Suryathon is one such way of showcasing our divine yoga. And we will now listen to Shri Dinesh ji speak about how to enhance the soft power. Dinesh ji.
Namaskar, and thank you, Aparna, for the introduction. I was delighted to see the presentation of Suryathon. It's a very simple app, but it will become very popular because at the end of the day, most apps which are simple in its effectiveness become more popular. And the app is the new way because online is the new mode we have to live with. This is the new format. Even if things change, even if we defeat COVID, even if we go back to a pre-pandemic world, I think this new form of interaction through online version is going to stay because the COVID-19 is not going to be the end of the pandemics. We are looking at a world which is going to be more and more besieged by pandemics, problems. And now that people have got used to this new method of communicating with each other, the online platform is going to increase as we go ahead. And not just that, everything that is individual to a person. So if you look at entertainment today, everybody watches at home. You look at shopping, people are buying online. Education, people are getting educated at home. Health, you are actually doing things for your own health at home. Things like nutrition, exercise, fitness, all these are going to go online and people are going to do it from the comfort of their own home. Nobody wants to now travel distances, go far out to be able to get these things which you had to do before. So in a sense, Suryathan properly depicts what is going to happen with the new world. And tech is something which we have to use. Tech changes have, in the last 1 year, if you look at it, tech changes have been very rapid. They've grown very fast. And today we have multiple platforms in which you can have multiple ways of interacting with people, from entertainment to teaching to training to everything can go online today. Why am I saying all this? Why is this online important? Because yoga is going to be one of the biggest beneficiaries of this tech-driven online platform. Yoga has been popular for a long time. Like Aparna just now said, there are 300 million people practicing yoga across the world, but this was statistics about 2 years back. In this last 1 year of COVID pandemic, when people had to stay at home, suddenly yoga has become very, very popular. And why has yoga become popular in this COVID pandemic? Many, many reasons. First, of course, the most important is it's a low impact physical exercise. And when it is a low impact physical exercise, everybody can do it. Family can do it, whether you're heavy, you are light, you can all do it. And it is easy for people to do it at home. You don't need elaborate space, elaborate arrangements like you need for other exercises. Yoga becomes suddenly popular because it's a home driven exercise. Secondly, the health benefits, perception of health benefits is very strong. There's a perception it increases your immunity. There's a perception that it makes you feel better. And most important, pranayam. During COVID-19, everybody suddenly saw pranayam as the elixir, the breathing exercises which help you actually get out of a lot of COVID situations. People who did pranayam believe that it helped them go through the COVID episode much better than people who didn't do pranayam. So these things have made people more attuned to doing yoga at home. So yoga is going to be a big beneficiary. More than that, look at mental life health. Mental health today, because of anxiety, because of COVID, anxiety, depression, other issues have increased. And yoga is a wonderful way, and it is proven fact that it brings down anxiety, brings down depression. These are important benefits. So yoga is going to benefit a lot. And people staying at home are going to benefit from this, because there are other, we can go into the many health benefits of yoga, from musculoskeletal issues, from back pain issues, to many, many other issues. Meditation increases your ability to handle anxiety, to be able to get good sleep. Yoga practitioners lead a better, healthy lifestyle. But at the end of the day, what are we talking about? That this COVID pandemic is actually going to increase the amount of people who are going to do yoga at home, which basically means that we need to address that segment. That is a new segment. Earlier, people used to go to yoga institutes, do yoga outside, do yoga with yoga practitioners, yoga clinics. But now yoga coming at home opens up a new vista of how we can reach out. And you can actually reach out much more. Earlier, you are limited by space. Now you're not limited by space. You can have one teacher teaching hundreds of people across the world. And in India, we are doing a lot. So what have we? We have many institutes of yoga. We have Dr. Nagendra from SVSA. We have the Moraji Desai National Institute of Yoga. You have many, many yoga institutes. Forget about institute. We're the only country which has a ministry handling yoga. And so we are doing a lot on yoga. A lot of research is being done by a lot of institutes on the different aspects of yoga. But we need more research and more evidence-based research, because most of our research is causal. We just keep on saying this has benefits, but we don't show evidence gleaned from, let's say, hospitals, from yoga clinics, from clinics abroad, from physiotherapy centers, from others. We need to do research more on evidence-based research, which can prove the causal link between practicing yoga and the benefits that we're looking. What are the benefits? The musculoskeletal benefits is number one. So back pain, other issues, anxiety, depression, blood pressure, these are things that we need to do research on. We're doing it, and we will do. More than that, we are also doing more on creating a framework for teaching of yoga. The Moraji Desai National Institute of Yoga is doing a fabulous job on this. And ICCR has tied up with the Moraji Desai MD and my wife to take training of yoga professionals abroad. So we are already training people in our cultural centers, in our missions abroad, but now we are going to take training to the next level, which is certification. The Yoga Certification Board, ICCR, has become a primary certification year of with MDNY, with the Yoga Certification Board. So we are going to conduct tests, do things abroad to certify yoga professionals. So these are things which we are doing. But if we depend upon government to take yoga forward, there are limitations. Government has limitations. Government has not only limitations of imagination, limitations of resources. It needs, yoga is people-driven activity. A people-driven activity needs to be more inclusive. It has to be driven by the people themselves. Everybody has to be part of it, especially the private sector. Because still now, yoga has been driven by the private sector, by the private people. It is private initiatives, people doing yoga clinics, yoga institutes who have driven it. And so we need to collaborate with them to have this grand, what Vijay Lakshmi ji actually mentioned to me, is to have a yoga alliance. But what is a yoga alliance? An alliance of yoga institutes across the world. Yoga institutes where come together in alliance to work out many, many things. Not only just activity, but things like sharing best practices, training programs, certification, ratings, and research into new ways of doing yoga. Now, I'm not going to take much time because we're going to talk about a whole lot of things, but there are some issues which I would like to address before I close down my speech. First is we need to tap the enormous economic potential of yoga. Yoga today is almost $100 billion industry. And like I said, as it moves into home, it is going to increase because you will need to create a whole new paradigm of way yoga reaches into home, from online classes to online videos to demonstrations to everything. So, and yoga related expenditure is going to increase. So you're looking at $100 billion industry. So we need to tap into that economic potential. Why do I say we need to tap into the economic potential? Because when an activity becomes economically viable, then its spread becomes much more. Then everybody spreads it. Celebrities spread it. From all top celebrities to top people, everybody across the world. It has a positive effect when there is an economic potential. Then everybody gets into the activity. Number two is certification. We need to get into the certification very carefully because There is a debate going on in India, which I need to address and which you need to address, we all need to address. Is this thing about purity of yoga and the other new styles. Today, if you look at it, there are 100 styles of yoga, more than 100 styles of yoga. I mean, there are from Bikram yoga to hot yoga to, you name it, all kinds of yoga. Now, my point here has been that any activity which does not evolve with the times, which does not change with times, will stagnate and die. Like culture, any activity, if you do not evolve with the times, it will stagnate. So we need to evolve. But what we need to do is we need to have a basic degree. When I say certification, it's like having an MBBS. I get an MBBS degree, but after that, I specialize in neuroscience, I specialize in cancer therapy, I specialize in skin diseases, I can do anything. Same way with yoga, we need a basic certification degree saying this person is practitioner of the basic degree, basic qualities needed for a yoga professional. After that, whether he wants to do Bikram yoga, hot yoga, hatha yoga, any yoga he wants to do, leave it to him. Let him find new ways, because with the new ways, you will increase the spread of yoga. Yoga should not become something which is fixed. So this is something which we need to debate. It's my viewpoint, so we can talk about it. The other is, in India, which we need to do very importantly, is linking yoga with Ayurveda. Not the medical side of Ayurveda, which is the treatment side, but the lifestyle management side. Today in the world, there is a huge demand for lifestyle issues. How do you lead a good life? How do you prevent things from happening rather than go into a place where you have to cure it? Treat it before it happens. So lead a lifestyle which will make you not get diseases, so you don't have to go to a hospital. So the whole link with yoga and Ayurveda is a very important link through lifestyle management, not through the curative and medicinal. That happens separately. That will keep on happening. But this is on this side. But also on yoga, like I told you and mentioned to you before, we need evidence-based research to show how yoga has different effects on this. That will continue. But yoga and Ayurveda as a lifestyle management is something very, very important. The last one, which is extremely important in today's world, is yoga's link with spirituality. Now, this is something we haven't addressed as a community together or as a research or any other activity. If you look at it today, search for spirituality on the internet has gone for more than 50 billion searches on the internet. People are searching for spirituality. A look into seeing what is inside you, discovering yourselves, discovering the universe inside you. This link with spirituality is very important. And yoga has an intrinsic link with spirituality. And we need genuine people to spread and to develop this idea of how yoga leads to not religiosity, spirituality, how yoga and spirituality are linked. Because there are a lot of fraud people on the internet in the world who are teaching spirituality in a form which I don't think so is what they're looking at. So we need to work on this. These are the issues we have to work on if we want to make yoga into this really powerful tool for soft power that India has. With just the spread of yoga. So I won't take much of time. I just wanted to put all these issues together, but I'm delighted that this app Suryathan and that we're going to keep on doing it till June 21st and beyond. This should become a permanent endeavor. Not just Surya Namaskar, we should move it into other things and make it a more inclusive app. We will talk about that with Indica Yoga and others, but ICCR will always be there to help you reach across the world through our cultural centers, through our missions abroad. And we will together see how we can develop yoga into the potential soft power that we always have. Thank you very much and namaskar.
Thank you so much, Dinesh ji, for your wonderful insights. Thank you for also taking your time off and being with us today.